It's always nice to have you on. Let me go to the Democratic Congresswoman Julie Johnson now. Texas, I'm sure, Congresswoman Johnson, you were listening to some of that. And what about that argument about kind of giving the president the power to do what he says he's not only doing now, but going to do more of during this shutdown?
Well, I don't think the shutdown has made a difference on Republicans giving the president unfettered power. They've already abdicated so many of their congressional roles of oversight and in giving this president unhinged power as it is. At the end of the day, though, Democrats are really concerned about health care for millions and millions of Americans. And it's the Republicans' obligation to provide a bill. If they want us to vote for it, give us a bill that we can vote for. I have voted for it last time. I voted against it last time. I voted against it again. And I'm going to continue to vote against it as long as the health care of Americans is not taken care of. Republicans are using this argument that it should go through the appropriations process. They've had this date, September 30th, has been on the calendar since I was sworn in on January 3rd. When they passed the big bill in March, this date has been on the calendar. They have consistently failed to go through the appropriations process, and that's why we're here. And they're saying, oh, trust us now, even though we haven't been able to trust them in the past. But please trust us now, and we'll get something done before the year end. The reality of it is the notices are going out. People have to make decisions about their health care. It goes into effect January 1st, but people have to decide if they can sign up and enroll and if they can afford it. And all those notices are now, so the time is now. We cannot wait.
Live pictures, you see the president still speaking to his son Don and others after the Charlie Kirk event that we covered live. Is there a reasonable compromise on Obamacare subsidies that even Democrats would be willing to give a little bit? In other words, say, for example, you knew that the Republicans were willing to do something on it. Would you open the government and then timing-wise, put something in place after the government is open? I mean, what's the off-ramp here, I guess is what I'm asking.
Well, we want to see them extended. If they want to extend the CR, then we want to extend the cuts, extend the credits, and we need to extend those. I've seen different proposals floating around. One is to pass something that extends the credits through the end of next year. That would be okay with me. Another thing is extending the credits, maybe raising the income caps, doing some things like that. But at the end of the day, Republicans have to be here to have these conversations. I'm in Washington. I'm here in the rotunda of the Cannon House office building. Republicans are not here. Their offices are shuttered. It is a ghost town up here for Republicans. So part of the thing is we have to be here. We have to be here to work together to come up with stuff. Democrats are here in town. We're here to get it done, but the Republicans are absent.
Final thing, on foreign policy, I know as we've been talking about for the last few minutes, and you have policy disagreements on domestic policy that you've articulated with this president, understandably so, you're from different political parties and the like. What have you thought, though, of the last few days and how he handled the Middle East, for example?
Well, obviously, I'm thrilled to see the prospect of peace in the Middle East. These families, the Israeli families, the Palestinian, everyone has just been through hell and back. And I'm so happy that we're here, that the hostages have been released. Hopefully the final remains will be released soon, and the like. And President Trump certainly played a role in that. He's not the sole reason why this happened. There's a lot of factors. But I'm a politician who'll give credit where credit was due, and President Trump certainly pressed some levers and was certainly a part of the process of why we got here today, and that's great. But the questions remain a lot of where do we go from here? Who's going to govern Palestine? What's going to happen? There's so much uncertainty going forward. So I think we have to kind of see where we're headed and see how this process plays out.
Congresswoman Julie Johnson, Democrat from Texas, thank you for joining us from California.